Welcome to the Dowden Podcast. I'm your host, the official CRG, and today we are going to talk about making a change in your life. Now, you can make a change in many different ways, but today I want to lean more towards the streets and the people who are at a constant day-to-day fight for some stable money or peace. And to those people, it does not have to be like that. I grew up in a good home, but I went down the wrong path and I myself got involved in these streets. My dad was always working and busy, and my mom was always in the office doing her job. So in my teens, it was just me. And I started doing my own thing, not knowing what came with it. I was making a small name around my city for myself, meeting a lot of people, and through that I ran into a lot of problems and had a lot of people who turned their backs on me, but all those are stories for a later date. But the point is that nothing good comes from the streets, and anyone who says that there is hasn't really lived it. I've seen things that I can't take back, and I've lost countless amount of friends over things that could have easily been avoided. And I'm sure you've heard this saying, but it is very true that if you live by the gun, you'll die by the gun. But it's never too late to make that change. And that's what this episode's all about. It doesn't have to be a normal thing to hear gunshots every single day, or every time you leave the house, you have to bring a knife or even your own gun. It shouldn't have to be like that. But as a society, we have normalized it and made it normal for our everyday life. There's no reason why there's teens and even families and cousins trying to kill each other because of a name or a gang they're in, or just something that was said online. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make you tough or look cool. As a matter of fact, it shows that you really just don't value your life. Trust me, I was there. There was a point in my life where you just have to make a change. I went and I made the change. Maybe you don't make the change for your present self, but at least make it for your future one. Because how long are you going to keep selling until you get caught or robbed? Or how long are you going to keep robbing until you get shot or killed? Because for what? For some money or drugs that are going to be gone by next month? Or over some street respect? Because I guarantee when you start getting some real money in a name, you're going to have some people who turn on you. People will envy you. They will want what you have and they will do anything to get it. When's it gonna be enough? That's my question. When you're sitting in the cell or when you're in that courtroom facing that judge and they are about to tell you that it's 15 years or to life? Or is it when you have your four best friends carry your casket and they're lowering you 6 feet underground? Like, we gotta wake up. We have to start making a change, because I'm tired of seeing someone I know or a close friend that I know back home die because they didn't take themselves out of the streets. Or even I've had friends that take their own life from street violence because of certain situations or because of things they see and they can't erase it. And I know I'm not the only one who wants this to stop, but we have to speak up. You don't have to wake up paranoid every single day wondering if today's the day. There's no reason you should have to live like that. But you have to make the change. Trust me, I know that quick money is nice, but the outcome isn't worth it. You can't stay lucky forever. You might not break, but I guarantee somebody around you will, or your luck will run out. Just take yourself out, go apply for that job, save up some money for that car and a place, and just take yourself out of the loop. Don't fall into the mix, because I promise you're worth more and you're on this earth for a reason. Use your gifts for more than just the bare minimum. You don't need to sit there every single day selling pounds and scaling stuff out, or sitting on the street corner waiting for a sale for a couple extra bucks. Just go get a 9 to 5, go make the change. You don't have to live like that. And if you want to live like that, then just understand that the outcome isn't anything positive. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. The streets aren't for a lot of the people that are in it. This isn't a game. People die every single day. Things do happen. So if you're not ready for an outcome, if you're not ready to suffer the consequences for your actions or sit in a cell or potentially worse, then the streets aren't for you. Trust me. Because I was at a point in my life where I was facing court, I was facing time. And I realized that it was either time or I'm going to be dead. And it's not anywhere that you want to be. So pull yourself out, make the change. Because if I can do it and all these other people can do it, like these rappers or anybody else that you admire who potentially was even in the streets, you can do it also. So with all that being said, today's quote is by 365 Mentality. You can follow them on Instagram, but it says, "People rock with you different around certain people because they talk about you different around certain people." And I want you to really think about that and realize how easy it is for me to say, I got your back no matter what. If you run into those boys again, you just holler at me, right? And now you run into those boys and you give him a call. He's nowhere to be seen. It's real easy for me to tell you something and then not do it. So just watch who's around you. And if you are at that point when enough is enough, then just make that change. You can do it. And if you need anything, you can DM us on Instagram. You can just talk because I know what it's like. I know the things that people see. It's hard to talk about that. It's hard to open up because you just want to stay tough. Because in the streets, there is no weakness. You can't show weakness. Otherwise, you're vulnerable. But it is okay. You can open up. You do have an outlet. Just know I'm here for you and I believe in you. But with all that being said, you can follow us on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Make sure to like, follow, and share. And this is the Dowden Podcast.